Olufela Olufemi Anikulapo Kuti. And I know you know him as the one and only Femi Kuti. I hope I pronounced the name right?
It was okay.
It was okay. Such an amazing honor to be with you today.
Thank you.
I know you have had a ridiculous day with press and also getting ready for Koroga performance.
Yes.
Is this your first time in Kenya?
No, second time.
Second time?
Yes.
How's the weather? How are you feeling?
Love the weather.
You love the weather?
Yes.
Do you age at all?
Yeah, I'm 50. I just turned 57, I think, 2.5 weeks ago.
Yeah, on 16th. Yeah?
Yeah, 16th of June.
Yes, I've done my research. The thing is, because from watching you from Bang 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 to the video with Wizkid.
I'm aging now. I'm going bald, a bit gray hair.
You're getting wiser.
Yeah, yes, of course. And the energy is still there, most importantly.
There
getting
is
more dexterous and improvisation getting better as well.
It's getting better.
So, like wine, they say.
You're aging like fine wine.
Yes.
There is so much to say about you, and obviously we have to begin at the beginning, which is at your birth. Born in the UK, grew up in London.
Yes. No, grew up in Nigeria.
Grew up in Nigeria, sorry.
I'm sure I protested vehemently. I didn't want to go back to no electricity. So I was dragged back to Nigeria.
Yeah, that's why you guys hear techno song, generator one tear my ear. Yeah. That's the reason he says that. Rarao. That's the reason he didn't want to go back to Nigeria. We have to begin there because I know that you did play in your father's band, Femi Kuti.
For 6 years, yes.
And how was that experience? How was it growing up with your dad, who's also a legend?
That was so uncompromising, the knowledge there. That's my foundation. Not just playing in the band, but growing up as a young child. This was the music I loved most. I mean, we listened to funk, we listened to everything. But I think this was the music that touched our hearts the most. I mean, and we got older. The older we got, the wiser we understood that the bad roads, no electricity, this was the song we were hearing. This was our music.
And how that movement from playing for your dad, Femi Kuti, into getting into your own and leading a ridiculously massive Afrobeats movement. And the younger generation knows you a lot. My generation knows you from obviously Bang Bang Bang, which is, by the way, the soundtrack for The Weather.
Which produced a lot of children.
Yeah, a lot of children. So if you're my age, just above 30, and you have a kid who's like 12, you know the reason. And obviously now the younger generation, probably my younger brother, knows you because of Jaye with Wizkid.
Yes.
And seeing this amazing movement all over Africa, how does it make you feel?
Honestly, as a young boy, I never doubted the Afrobeat will get this big. Because listening to my father, not because he was my father, but always, I mean, going to the disco, listening to Bob Marley, listening to everything, there was just something very unique about this music. And I just felt it was special. And then being involved personally, then going out and starting my own thing, I've never doubted this music. I think it just gets bigger and bigger. And as we know today, people like Miles Davis have said so, Paul McCartney, I mean, biggest bands are talking about it, Beyonce, Jay-Z, Mos Def, Common. Everybody's been involved one way or the other in this music. Not to talk of our great artists in Africa as well, who are inspired by the Afrobeat.
It's good that you said Mos Def and Common. And a lot of people need to know that you have worked with Mos Def and Common, an amazing hip-hop collaboration.
And Carlos Santana did the whole cover of my music, Truth Don't Die. This was very special. I found out 12 years later, though. But
did you get your money?
I'm still looking for it. Maybe it's under the chair.
It may be. Because I know I don't have it all. Our money is with the Chinese.
So I hear.
So I'm broke. So you need to get those royalties because we need to get that money.
I'm working on it seriously.
Yeah. It's actually nice that I've mentioned about the Chinese, and I know you are actually an Amnesty International ambassador.
Yes.
And I think the main reason is because of your honesty, your truth.
Yes.
You speak a lot on bad governance in Africa, corruption, and just a lot of failed systems. First, where do you get that bravery from? And secondly, do you feel like African artists, especially the very popular African artists, are not doing enough to talk about the ills in our countries?
I think I get the bravery from my father. I think he gets it from his mother, his father as well. Nobody talks about his father, but his father was very brave. His mother got, his father was really the backbone behind the mother. The mother was, I think because he was a pastor, he was just very supportive, like he taught his wife how to drive. Wow. And he saw no reason why his wife should not drive. Wow. So my grandmother became the first woman to drive. So she led the protest, drove the king out of Abeokuta city. So this was all because my father's father could not be seen because he was a pastor doing those things. So he was always supportive of his wife. Yes, if she came with a brilliant idea, I want to lead the protest. Yes, come on.
Yes, I'll pray for you.
Yes, go on. So I'm sure he was that kind of man.
Yeah.
And then, of course, my father, all the times he was locked up or beaten, I always wondered where he got the courage for. And I was very frightened as a child that, wow, this is a tough life. And before I knew it, I realized I was in the center of this chaos, and then building the shrine. Then I realized that my music is as hard as his music. Then I said, wow, this is the time to be brave. You can't turn back the clock now.
Exactly.
Just go straight ahead.
Yeah.
Your other question
African
was,
musicians
yes,
who are very quite popular.
I think it's very wrong to criticize, to tell people what they should do. I think what should be most important for us is we're producing good music. And probably if all of us were very critical of government, probably we will all be too depressed and so sad. So it probably will not give us the objective, which is we want a positive revolution. Probably to make us more depressed and sad. And I use this as Stevie Wonder's "I Just Called to Say I Love You," that track. Yeah. Even now I've used that, calling my loved one. I just called to say I love you. Are you just saying your baby?
Now you can't give us this nice tidbit and then move on that quickly. So I need to hear that phone call. Hey, what happened?
To change your baby.
I'm in Kenya. Pretend you're making the call
so
now.
I prayed it call. So she's probably, I just left her house. Yes. And I just wanted to show I did care. Yes. So I just say, grandma, what's happening? I just called her, I sing the verse for her.
You have to
and then she goes crazy. Oh, you do love me. Of course I love you. Blah, blah, blah. So,
I love it.
I mean, we did this as young children. But we were still listening to my father. We were still listening to Zombie. We were still listening to Kalakuta Show. The revolution was still in us. So we did need Stevie Wonder. I mean, we still listen to Bob Marley. He too was very revolutionary. Yeah. But we still needed those love songs as well. So I wouldn't be too critical saying the young artists are not revolutionary enough. I don't think we should be that hard on them. Yeah,
we should at least have fun also.
Yes, we have to have, I mean, that's the essence of life, to have a good life.
To have a good life.
So it's important.
I was in Lagos, I think like 4 years ago. Yes. But the one place that I never got to visit, and I still beat myself to it because...
Wow, don't tell me. You didn't go to the shrine.
I did not go.
Yay, that's it. You should be flogged.
Don't flog me now. My handlers should be flogged.
That is the first it's the biggest tourist attraction in Nigeria. How can you not come to the shrine? The place that was built to pay homage to great African revolutionaries. Yes. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey, Patrice Lumumba,
I will say
Bob Marley, my father, Muhammad Ali. No, we are still alive, so we still have to praise you.
If you praise yourself, we will praise you still. So
I'll be humble.
Let me just speak on my behalf. So my handlers, my very good, amazing Nigerian handlers, decided that they will take us to Lekki.
Lekki, they are traitors. They are traitors. You see, they always do that to people, and people get really angry. I don't know why they do that. They are you see, those people in Lekki, I think the weather there affects their mental capability to think properly. No, honestly, they are still thinking with this colonial problem.
Yeah, big houses and...
they don't even see what's going on in town. Yeah. So how dare they? How dare they? I mean, so I won't blame you.
So now
it's
your moment to invite me to come to the shrine.
Look, when you come to the shrine, immediately you stop at the airport. Yes. Just say arararara. The custom officer will say, what? You don't even have a visa? Pow. I'm telling you, look, many people come into Nigeria like this. Say, I want to go to Femi Kuti's shrine. Fela shrine, call it whatever. Shrine, everybody knows the shrine. The man in the streets, the girl in the streets, everybody knows the shrine. How can you not come to the shrine? People are coming from America. We had like 50 tourists from America, and everybody was, oh, everybody's talking about the shrine. And they were like, say, why do you look down on what is yours? Why do you need foreigners to come to tell you this is a great place?
Including the French president.
And then, so, I mean, he was there he was working in the French embassy, and he made a promise to himself that if there was one place he wanted to go visit in his lifetime again, he wanted that same energy at the shrine. He was there in like 2004 when I had this hit called Shewere. If you Google Shewere, where everybody's going crazy in the shrine, dancing to this song. And he was there, and he witnessed it, and he wanted to come. Fortunately, he became president, and he was invited to Nigeria, and he told the Nigerian president,
come to the shrine.
If I'm coming, one place you must make sure I go to is the shrine. And they tried to discourage him, you know, like the Lekki people.
Yes.
The government tried to discourage him. I said, this or I'm not coming. So they were, can you imagine the government scrambling to come and meet me?
In, and they always want
meet me, but they try to close my place.
Now
the French president is going to say, hey, the French president wants to come to my, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Now you and that's one of the things I love about you is the energy. You have such amazing energy, and is this one of the reasons why you'd end up being playing, and young people need to know this, that you are in Grand Theft Auto as a radio DJ?
Yes, I was.
Do you remember what the was you were saying in
yes,
there?
I can't remember, but I remember being there.
That was one of the most amazing things I found out. I was like, this is...
I didn't even know it was such a big game, but my son, who is standing behind there, he was like, Daddy, you don't know Grand Theft? I said, what's Grand Theft? Then he plays, and you know, he's driving this car and he's killing everybody. I said, what rubbish game is this? I bought this game for you. I said, I bought this game for you. You are kidding. I was so angry that I bought that kind of game. He was driving, killing all people just standing by the seats, and he's running them over.
He runs them over.
Oh, you're not going to drive in a long time. I'm not giving you my car.
But the father was inside. But there you are. And also, by the way, my mom prays for me a lot. So, because of my anger of not going to the shrine has come to me. It has come to Kenya.
I've come to bless you.
You've come to bless you. I cannot imagine.
You better come to this shrine. You need to come. You know, it's one place you have to stop before you pass on this life. You have to come to the shrine. The vibes there is just too real. It's not fake. You can feel the gods there. You feel the angels there. It's very unique. Amazing.
No wonder the spirit is right here with you.
No, it's a place where we have to pay homage to great people who fought for the emancipation of Africa. So it's not just, it's a real shrine. It's a shrine that we understand that this land, so much turmoil has happened on this continent. And if we don't remember those who fought for freedom, then we are fooling ourselves. So that's why it's a shrine. That's why when the government tries to close it down, they find it very difficult because the foundation is solid. The foundation is real. The foundation is not about making money. So I play free. We have the cheapest concert there. We have Celebration, the biggest festival in Nigeria right now, and it's 1 week for free. We bring as many. I think we had this great group from Kenya. What's their name?
South Soul?
Yes, they were there like 2 years ago.
Yes,
I even did I worked with them as well in the studio. So, I mean, we bring everybody there. And so when they come, it changes their lives. It changes my life too.
I'll come and to change my life. Two last things we're going to talk about. One of them is that you have a Guinness World Record.
Yes.
And for holding a note.
Yes.
For 51 minutes?
35 seconds.
35 seconds.
38 milliseconds.
38 milliseconds.
Yes.
I just want to know.
To the last bit. 13 milliseconds and some dots.
So like our Kalenjin runners in Kenya, you have a record like that.
Yes.
As a singer, I'm trying to understand how you hold a note for that long.
It's a technique. It's an African technique.
Yeah. Where did you get the energy? Where did the vibe come from? How did you get ready for that?
First, you know, Kenny G was doing it one day. I went to visit a friend, and everyone said, "Oh, Kenny G." I said, "I know this trick." They said, if you know it, how come you never do it on stage? I said, my father knew about it, but he could never do it. And he taught me to do it with a straw. So I said, I know it. So we got home, and my sister was, you liar. Okay, show me. I said, I can do it. So I went, and you never do this on stage. How? Why? So I said, because my father told me it wasn't anything. It's more about improvisation and showing your dexterity on the instrument, not showing off. He said, no, you must show off. So I said to do it. So I thought, Kenny G's record was 46 seconds. So I was doing 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I said, I've broken this record. What's wrong with everybody?
Yeah.
So one day I went to really check it. 46 minutes. This man is mad.
Wow.
Why? 46 minutes.
Why?
So I go, I went 5 minutes. My whole face was aching. I tried one day again. Then I just gave up. I said, no, this is ridiculous. So Facebook comes to Nigeria like 2 years ago.
Yes.
And I did it. I went for about 15 minutes. And everybody say, this is the world record. Then, of course, there's always that person.
Yeah.
It's not the world record, Kenny G. And then this big argument starts.
Yeah.
And I was very upset. So I said, I'm going to break this record.
I'm going to show there.
I'm going to break this record. So one day I just, out of nowhere, I just went and I got up to 40 minutes. Live at the show. I said, wow. So I called my sister. You know, I wasn't tired. If I just waited 6 more minutes, I'll have beaten Kenny G. You know what? Make the announcement. I'm going to break it next week. So my sister, big fan of mine. Of course, I shouldn't have told her because she goes and starts boasting everywhere, under the table, everywhere.
Yes.
So everybody's waiting. Break the record. So I break the record. I went to like 47 minutes something. But unfortunately, somebody else who is a big fan of Kenny G kept quiet. He broke the record long time ago.
Yes, now they're not talking.
So everybody was, Femi broke the record. Oh, he didn't break the record. There's somebody who loves Kenny G. He has 47 minutes something. And I said, wow, that was so painful because I was going to wake up opening the bottle of champagne saying, God damn, I finally did this.
Yes.
So I said, so I Googled, who has the highest record? And there's another guy in Australia, 15 minutes. I said, wow, I better try and do an hour. So I go boasting. And then this day I go, 51 minutes, 35 seconds.
And the one and only Femi Kuti, who this weekend is going to be shutting down.
Of course, I will not break the record that day, but I will show the dexterity of the improvisation of that.
Yes. He's going to be shutting down Tattoo City at the Koroga Festival, which means to mix it up. And I am going to humbly request that the same way you sang for Baby today when you landed in Nairobi, are your vocals ready to just do something for Kenyans? Because trust me, my whole family, my fans, everyone is saying, if you don't, just get fired.
Hey, what would I say? What song will I sing then? I won't sing, but I hate Bang Bang Bang. I hate that song.
But because it became too big, or
no? I played it so much, it just disgusts me now. You know,
and because it's
like when you eat rice,
it's Nairobi weather, and it's that kind of cold, freezing weather we want to hear.
I still hate the song.
Choose one song that you love.
Give me another song of mine. You know.
I know your album, One People, One World.
Okay, One People, One World.
Yeah.
Let's settle our differences. It's best to live in peace. Exchange cultural experiences. That's the way it should be. One people, one world, one world, one people is easy to understand. To have peace in the land, together we must work hand in hand. Justice for all we demand. One people, one world, one world, one people. And then that big brass comes in. I love that track.
Oh my God, this interview should not end. I do not know why. In fact, I quit. I'm done with my job.
No, then we are going to go to the side. We are not done. Sit there.
This has been probably, by the way, this is that one interview that definitely marks my career. The one and only Femi Kuti, legend. Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot take away that this is the man of the hour. We're going to go on a short commercial break, but when we come back, another great legend, Jaguar. But remember, this Sunday, it is going down, Tattoo City, Koroga Festival. The man will shut it down. And we're going to end by saying, arararara. One, two, three, go. Arararara.
Ororororo is the answer.
That's what's up. Keep it locked. This is The Trend.